What's up, you guys? It's Zamara, and today I bring you a discussion on my spirituality or spiritual life or what I believe in or whatever. And this, I gotta give a special shout out to Mr. Brandon. He knows who he is because I promised him this topic about a month ago, and it's a topic that I had pending, but for whatever reason, I kept turning a blind eye to it and a mute mouth to. So let's go ahead and take care of it. So basically, I am pretty simple, really. I have always called myself agnostic because it's like the way that religions that I've been exposed to, in this case Christianity and also the Catholic one, there's stuff that I have my questions on, and as a result, I cannot say that I am fully devoted to it. And it's like I do not agree entirely with their establishments, and because I have looked at other religions and none of them entirely satisfy how I manifest and feel as a living being. That's why I really do not declare myself with any religion. But I do like the stuff that I was reading on Buddhism a while back. However, it's been so long that I don't even intend on going over any of that right now because I wouldn't know what I'm talking about. I would have to review and refresh my memory on all that. But I do not say I don't believe in a greater being, in this case God as they call it, because there's some stuff that I'm like, okay, there has to be something or someone who, just governs this planet and the galaxy and the realm and how it came about. It may not be the work of a living being, but when it comes to us as a species and just the animal kingdom and the plant kingdom in general, I'm pretty sure that it's looked over somehow, but I just cannot describe it. And I guess that's why people have their divine definitions and divine interpretations. But for me, what makes me classify myself as agnostic is there's some stuff that I am convinced by, but also there's stuff that I am not convinced by. But just because that is the case, it doesn't mean that I am going to shoot you down for it if you're devoted. And I also expect to be respected for not being entirely devoted. Like, I don't go to church. I haven't gone to church since the year 2006. And what I mean by this is officially going to, like, what time? From like 9 a.m. until noon or something, that this stuff lasts typically on a Sunday. I don't know. This was too long ago. And the last time that I did visit one, and there happened to be, a few religious messages shared, was when I visited a soup kitchen, and that the guy there was amazing. I'm friends with him to this day, and he will definitely make you feel convinced and more secure about your beliefs. He, of course, is completely a Christian. He knows his stuff. And he knows it so well that, like I said, he can really make you believe stuff. However, there are some questions that I had for him that he really didn't have a response for. And that's when I become, a little like, I don't want to say suspicious, but that's why I say, okay, I cannot define myself with any religion because, it doesn't satisfy me. So, I'm really not a praying type of person. I guess I subconsciously pray. And what I mean by that is, let's say I know someone who's really sick. I think about them. and I try to provide them with stuff to alleviate them. Like if I can bring them good food, if I can afford some medicine for them, I'll take it to them. But you know, and I'm constantly like, oh, I hope they feel better today, or I hope they get well soon because you know they really need to get back to work, and you know stuff like that. Um, and then when it comes to praying in general, like I'm not the type to get on my knees next to my bed and just, you know, do it. I remember when I was growing up, my mother would do that. And I'm also not the type who prays before eating. Like for me, the way I live my life is I am so genuinely grateful for everything and everybody who I have that I let them know and I behave as such. I don't take anything that I have for granted. And it's like, I just feel like I behave religiously, but I do not really voice it, if that makes sense. So, like, I may not be devoted to any church group or anything like that, but it doesn't mean that I don't do good things for the community or for the people. You know, it's like I'm just my own independent being with my own set of beliefs, and I manifest those traits independently. And you guys, I know I've repeated myself a lot throughout this video, and I apologize for that. I'm just speaking on the go. You know, I never really write anything down, you know, and read off a script. But honestly, I have thought about this, but it's just hard for me to put into words because I don't have like a guide to say, hey, refer to this and this is how I manifest. You know, this is me having to put into words for you guys about how I think on spiritual terms. And believe it or not, I just have things that I cannot explain. Like, I made a video about that, like things that I cannot explain. And a lot of it I tied into unexplained things that maybe there's a superior being that has control over all of that, because there's just stuff that I don't think science will ever be able to explain. So I feel like in the future I'll gather enough material to where I will make an updated version of that video, but that gives you a pretty good idea of where I'm standing when it comes to that. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in like always. I hope that I made this painless for you and comprehensible as possible. It's not an easy topic for me given that it's just something that I don't discuss, and I also don't have like a guide, like a base to be like, oh yeah, refer to this, you know, website or book and it'll let you know sort of where I'm standing. You know, this is me having to do that hard thing of telling you about myself. You know, that's always a tough question. So yeah, I'll see you guys soon. And Brandon, you better have watched this, and I expect a comment from you and a reply to my stuff. All right, I am waiting. So, all right, guys, see you soon.